Hello. When I rewatched that, Total Saw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's you.
It's a
Oh my
classic.
God.
Can't deny it.
I just
I know.
laughed through
And
the
it's
whole
funny
thing, and
because
it's not a comedy.
you know all the little, I don't know what you call them on TikTok where they throw a question out to everybody. And whenever there's anything about a movie, name a line from a movie that no one else
Yes.
gets, it's always
Right.
from
Yeah.
The River's Edge. Always. It's like,
For
yep,
me, it's
that's
either
it.
River's Edge or from Slapshot. There's a line in Slapshot where Mo, um, somebody gets cut with something and he looks at it and he says, "That is a very deep cut." So that is
Mm,
one of the lines I say a lot because it just makes me laugh.
yeah.
Anyways.
All right, let's get rolling.
All
What
right.
are you
Let's do
sharing
this.
with me today?
Um, well, there's this strange trend in our education system called school refusal, where a student says, "I'm not going. I refuse to go." And the parent isn't capable of getting. Now, I understand if you have a 13-year-old who is 6'2", 240, and he's just like, "Yeah, you can't make me go. I'm not going."
I outweigh you
That's a little
at this
that's a little
point.
that's a little more difficult. But if you have a second grader and that second grader goes, "No, I'm not going." I'm sorry, excuse me? You grab that little fucker by the ear and drag him to school and sit next to him. Or how about you make life at home a little uncomfortable? Turn the Wi-Fi off. Take all the toys and all the games and all the phones and all that. Take them all. They're all gone. You get none of them. You can sit
Yeah.
in a room with zero anything in silence. That's what you can do if you're going to stay
Yeah.
home. Just make it uncomfortable. Anyways, it is interesting
So
that it's not.
what are the not having kids, I don't know any of this stuff. So
Yes,
aren't there consequences for the parents if the kids don't attend school?
there are.
Like,
There
isn't
are.
there some kind of
Eventually, it gets to a meeting with the district attorney's office. And like right, like
Mhm.
some kids are just super super anxious, or they're being like, I get all of those things, and like the school
Yeah,
resources are
there
set
could
in
be a
place to kind
reason.
of help them get through these. There could be a reason, but I think what happens is occasionally a kid's testing, right? We all tested our parents, and they test them, and then they go, "Oh, that worked. Let me do it again. Let me do it." And then by the time, then it's out of
Mhm.
control. But yes, there's a whole process. They get letters, and then the letters, and then they have to have this meeting at the but like, okay, what is the real recourse? Absolutely nothing. Because if they have to have a meeting with the district attorney isn't taking the parent to jail. They're just giving them the whole like,
Right.
it's their education, and like there's no real well, other than the
Yeah.
fact that then now you have a child who is completely uneducated, and then what's going to happen in 10 years, right? Like,
Are there still truancy
and
officers?
there are no, well,
I
they
just
have,
remember the
so
little
most,
rascals.
yeah, the
They're always
truancy,
hiding from the
yeah,
truancy
no,
officer.
no, they have, there are school resource officers. So there's always a
Ah,
local
got it.
police, whatever the school district is, has a police officer who either, depending on where the school is and what kind of neighborhood and what kind of things happen at the school, there's a school resource officer that's physically on campus. And then there's one, like usually with the elementary schools, there's like one police officer who kind of takes care of like 6 different elementary schools, and then they just go and they
Right.
handle like major issues, and they like they're a resource, right? Like they're doing all of the like e-bike trainings, and they're,
Mhm.
warning
Mhm.
about whatever different scams there are. So they're just there to be helpful.
If the police showed up at my house because I threw a hissy fit because I didn't want to go to school, I think that would scare me enough to go to school. So maybe it's just like a
There's
presence
too
that kind of like
there's
gets most people moving on that end.
yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. There's also
Ugh.
there's also a like the bar Like, if we didn't do our work and we got too many Fs, like, we were definitely not going to the next grade level. Like, that was 100% not
Right.
happening. And so you would do as much as you could to avoid at least that.
Right.
They don't do that anymore. Like, they had this whole scandal at San Diego State or UCSD, where like a quarter of the freshman class couldn't do like fractions. Well, it's because you're passing students. Like, if you have a 30% in the class, that's a D. Like, we're
Yeah.
they've set the bars so low for a passing grade because they don't want to retain. I get
Wow.
school isn't for everybody, and it
Wow.
is it's
That's a little
interesting
scary.
to say the least. Yeah. Hmm.
Um, well, my Caresy today, this just happened last night, and I couldn't
Ooh.
pass up the opportunity to share it. So we were having dinner, and a lot of times we like to, if it's busy, we like to sit at the bar wherever we go, if they'll serve you food at the bar. And so we're sitting there, and these two guys come up and they order two silver bullets.
Let me guess. They're about 55?
Well, maybe a little younger than that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Um, and the bartender, who was probably 40-ish, looks at the other bartender, who's probably 30-ish, and says, "What's a
Well,
silver
they don't
bullet?"
know.
I was
No
like,
idea.
"Oh, that hurt my liver." And I looked at Tom. I'm like, "Did you hear that?" He's like, "What?" And so the younger bartender says, "It's a Coors Light." And the girl's like, "Oh, okay."
Did the
She's
younger
like,
one have to
"Well,
Google it?
no," she knew what it was. The younger one knew what it was. And these guys were fully cowboyed up with the whole get up. And I thought, well, maybe, i- if you're in, I don't know how much in Arizona, but I know California, Colorado,
Or
definitely.
yeah.
You order a silver bullet and everybody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But she was like, "Oh, well, I only have it on draft." And they're like, "That's fine." Because the actual silver bullet referred to the cans.
Right.
Remember, they came in those cans, the elongated cans. Um, so I just had to laugh. I thought, "Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Nobody
I'm
knows what a
Googling it
silver
right now to
bullet is
see
anymore."
where Coors
So
to see
there is an actual cocktail
the
called a silver
origin.
bullet,
Yeah. Okay.
which sounds disgusting. It's whiskey, gin, and lemon. Ugh. But it I googled it as well, and
It
there's a
says here
large
that
consensus.
it was from Bill Coors' daughter Maggie, whose friends called it that in the 80s.
Mhm.
So the daughter of
Yeah.
Bill Coors said that's what did. So it was her
Yeah,
brainchild. Okay, well then,
exactly.
yeah, hats off, All right, Maggie. There we go.
I know that, like, if you're in Colorado, you know, you order a Coors, you call it a Yellow Belly or a Banquet,
Oh, okay.
so Coors
Oh yeah,
Lights are
banquet.
silver
Yep.
bullets. Yeah.
Yep.
So I
Okay.
get it that there's regional stuff for the different beers, but I just was I
I
just
feel
had to
like
laugh.
that,
I'm
like
like, "Oh
they,
my god.
well, but
Oh my
it
god.
even
This is
said
what
like
they're
it was
talking about."
this is a whole marketing campaign. Like they leaned into that one hard. Like that,
Mhm.
I don't think that was as regional. I think that became a national
Yeah. And I think there
term.
was a
But
Simpsons reference about it too.
okay, well,
So it's not like it's totally unknown, but I don't know.
that's yeah, yeah.
It just floored me.
It hurts a little bit.
Hurts a little bit.
It hurts a little bit.
So today, we don't have a specific topic today. I found a list of some fun conversational uh, questions, I guess you could call them, that we can get into that I thought would be fun. So I'm
I
going to throw the
enjoyed
first
thinking
one
about
at you.
these.
Yeah, they were good. Thought about it. Tom gave me his input too, which was kind of interesting. But so the first one, what are the best and the worst frozen treats, in your opinion?
This was a tough one for me because I feel like what's the best one and then what is everything else? Because I
Mhm.
like them all. It's tough for me to say that the worst. I'm gonna just say it's fine, but it's not great. Is a fudgesicle. Like it's fine, but it's low on the totem pole for me. Like there's 40 other things I'm gonna take before I take a fudgesicle. Not that a fudgesicle is bad. It's like I'm going to the grocery store and buying a box of something. The fudgesicle is not top 40. My favorite, that was so tough because there's so many good ones, but I think I'm going to stick with the drumstick
Mhm.
because I love the chocolate covered peanut ice cream combination
Mhm.
so much that I went old school. I went like kids traditional old school. I was gonna say that's probably my
So you just teed it right up for me with the fudgesicle, or as I like to call them, fudgicles. Um,
fudgicles.
I'm gonna have to say that overall ice cream, you can't go wrong with ice cream
No.
unless unless
Ooh.
there's one flavor you can go horribly wrong, and that's coffee flavored ice cream.
No.
Now,
I love coffee flavored ice cream.
this happened more than once to me as a child, where you go to a friend's birthday party and, oh, it's cake and ice cream time. Now, I'm not a big cake and ice cream together fan. It's either one or the other. I'm either having ice cream or I'm having cake. And if you
No, I'm
have
having
both,
both.
I just want the cake. The ice cream, you put it on there, it just becomes a big soggy mushy mess because I can't eat it fast enough.
I
Um,
can.
so
I was a fat kid.
more than once at a friend's birthday party, oh, you don't want ice cream? It's coffee flavored. It's her favorite. What 11-year-old loves coffee flavored ice cream? And
That's
like
odd.
pretty much ruined. Just give me the cake. I don't want the ice cream. Oh, why don't you want the I just want the cake. I'm 11. I don't want coffee flavored anything.
But I love a
Anything.
mocha almond fudge or a mud pie.
Well, as you get older and you start drinking coffee, but it's like, who the hell in their childhood likes coffee? What are you smoking a cigarette and going to work at the factory? So
I
anyway,
mean,
that's probably I have another worst one as well, and it has to do
okay.
with the whole fudgicle um, story. So at school, shout out St. John Fisher in Rancho Palos Verdes, California. Periodically, we'd have ice cream day where you could like
Mm-hmm.
for 15 cents you could get a fudgicle, or like
Big
for
stick.
25 cents you could get a drumstick. Yeah, once in a while they'd have big sticks, which aren't so big anymore. And over time, the drumsticks disappeared. So it was just fudgicles. Big sticks kind of disappeared too. It was like, all right, well, whatever. And then they started introducing what has to be the most disgusting treat were those yogurt push-ups.
Oh, I like though. Not the yogurt ones, the
Ugh.
sherbet ones.
Ugh.
Oh, the sherbet push-ups.
And
Oh.
then slowly
And
the
then you
fudgicles disappeared. So all we had left were those stupid push-ups.
but
And I
if
guess
you take
they
the if you take the
I think
sherbet
they thought
push-up when
that
you're
like it was
done, you
being
can make a little car out of it.
this is true. But I think they thought that, oh, this is healthy. This is healthier than ice cream
Not.
or fudgesicles. It's not. It's
No.
not.
Now,
But anyway.
when my kids were little, I would freeze the Go-Gurts, the yogurts in
Mhm.
a tube, and then I'd put them in their lunches and take them just for Zach. Becca
Right.
didn't like those so much. But it was mostly because like, not that it would stay frozen, but by it was time for lunch, it was still cold and like maybe a little icy,
Right.
but he liked
It was
yogurt.
softy.
It was
Yeah.
fine.
I do have to give a shout out to I do like those strawberry shortcake bars.
Oh, those are good.
And
Yeah.
also like a
Yeah.
50/50 or a creamsicle. Those are good too.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Mhm.
ice cream, you pretty much can't go wrong with ice cream unless it's coffee
I
flavored.
will
Then it's
say, as
shit.
I've grown in my adulthood, those Dove bars that are 7,000 calories each, those
Mm,
are so good. I like
Klondikes are
those.
pretty good too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
any ice cream sandwich. Those are
Yep.
good. Yeah.
Yep.
There's I try to find like a higher quality ice cream now. I just eat less of it. There
Mm-hmm.
is a brand at Sprouts, the Emerald Island, which is I'm assuming imported from Ireland, but it's all like natural ingredients, cream,
Mm,
and the texture of that ice cream is
I'll
it
have
is
to try
so
that.
good.
I think you've mentioned
Yeah,
that
it's not
before. I'll have to try
yeah,
that.
it's not cheap, but dang. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
All right,
McConnell's,
let's go to the next one.
Tillamook, sorry. Yeah.
Tillamook is
Oh,
good
this was
too.
a
Yep.
rough one. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
a natural, more natural ingredients.
this one is worded oddly. So if it, I don't know,
It is.
Is it worse to question a man's height or a woman's weight? Now, by
Yeah.
question, I mean I don't. We're not questioning it, but maybe like comment on it or
Right. Having a strong
uh,
opinion about
draw attention to it. Yeah, have an
yes.
opinion about it. Yeah. So I thought that either one with weight is probably bad. You know, it's like you are what you are, and criticizing people's weight is really uh, not a good thing. Um, we all criticize our own weight enough. Now, height you can't control. But, however, when I was thinking about this whole thing, I thought, well, okay, there's a thing known as short man syndrome, but
Yeah.
there's no fat girl syndrome. So, and it's not a syndrome really, it's just a stereotype, kind of.
Right. Yeah.
But it's like there's no fat woman or fat girl syndrome, but there's a short man syndrome. So I'm going to go with a man's height. It's worse to call out a man's height than a woman's weight because we're used
Now,
to it.
yeah. No, fair. I
Not that it
looked at
makes
it
it
from the
any better, but
no.
yeah.
I looked at it from the perspective of like whose feelings are hurt more, right? Like, because I mean, I never want to like be the cause of somebody feeling bad about themselves. Like that's not my objective in life. And so like if you're going to like who does this hit harder? Like are
Mm-hmm.
women more or are and I think that men are more bothered by their lack of height than women are bothered by their weight, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's not enough or too much or what. I think, like you said, because we've been hearing it, like in general, it's been talked about so much that like
Mm-hmm.
it hurts less,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. I mean, they have a show dedicated to my 1,000 pound life. They don't have a show dedicated to this guy's 5'4".
My short husband. Yeah, exactly. Either one, it is
Either
what it
it's
is. But
like let's just all accept everybody for the way they are, and if it's just not your jam, then move on. There's 5 billion, 100 million people in the world, and
yeah,
just find your crew.
that was a tricky one. That was a tricky one. All right, next one. Food combos you enjoy that others would find weird, or one that you can't stand.
Now, there's probably more, but like the first things that popped into my mind was the one that I think the people usually have a very strong opinion about it. It's not like it's either yes or no. Is that you're dipping your French fries in your chocolate
Mm-hmm.
frosties from Wendy's?
Yep.
Um,
Yep. Delicious.
I don't
Love it.
delicious. Yeah, I do it,
Haven't
but
done it
it's
in a
like
while
also
because I don't
I haven't
normally
done it.
order a shake, but
Yeah,
yeah.
you can get. They have the little biggie meal where you can get like a hamburger, a fry, a drink, and a little mini frosty for like
Mm-hmm.
$5.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was the first one that came to mind. The other one, and there's definitely weirder combinations, but when I was probably in like high school or like a little bit younger, um, my mom would make like a taco salad, like right, just ground beef with taco and lettuce and tomatoes on it, big taco salad, but it had the red Doritos and then Thousand Island dressing on it, all mixed together. Like that was dinner. So I would sometimes just eat the chips out of and dip it in Thousand Island dressing. So the
Mm-hmm.
red Doritos dipped in Thousand Island dressing, like as like salsa.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's probably the and like I said, I'm sure there's more that I have in my life, but that one, because I don't. That's a weird combination. I
Okay,
love
so you
Thousand
just
Island on
teed that
everything.
up perfectly for me with the Thousand Island dressing. You're like 2 for 2. So I don't know who all was there. I'm pretty sure you were there. But okay, so the Kettle Restaurant in Manhattan Beach.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Now, were they?
Chrissy's gonna be in this one for sure.
Yep, that's where we're going. So, were they 24 hours or were they just open really late? Because
No,
we'd
they were
hit it
24
after the
hours.
bars.
Yep,
24
they were
hours. All
24
right.
hours.
So we were sitting there and we had ordered, I think, some French fries. And we were
Probably.
waiting for the fries. And we ordered a side of Thousand Island dressing to have with the fries. So that they brought that out first. And somebody ordered a blueberry muffin. Well,
I remember.
our good
Oh, I
friend
do remember
Christy
that.
decided to take a bite of that blueberry muffin and to dip it in the Thousand Island dressing first. And
I
we just
remember
sat
that.
there and looked at her like, what did you just do? Yes,
Oh,
alcohol
I
was
do remember
involved.
that.
The bars would close and
Yes,
we'd
we
just,
were
hey, like, we're hungry
definitely.
before we go home. And
Yeah.
so that's a combination that I will never forget. I've never seen it
I do
again,
remember that.
but I'll never
No.
forget that. Yep.
Oh, I would
have you
imagine
tried
there's a lot of ranch dressing
Yeah.
combinations. Like everybody
Yep.
puts ranch on everything.
Yep. Have you ever tried M&Ms on pizza?
No.
So there's the whole salt sugar thing, like kettle
Yeah.
corn, things that
Yeah.
are salty and sweet at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were, I think we were kids one time when we tried it, and we just you got to stick them under the cheese so they kind of warm up and melt a little bit while the pizza's hot, but kind of tasty. Not bad.
Great. Yeah. I think
I
I'm gonna
enjoy
pass.
ketchup. I enjoy ketchup on a hot dog. I know that's not a popular
I don't know
one.
why that's so controversial. I don't know why that's so controversial. Like, I'll put a ketchup on it. I like
Yeah.
ketchup. I'm look at so growing up, we referred to my family like with this. I don't remember which one of my siblings came up with this, but we referred to John and Priscilla as the Dip and Pour Club because the side of our refrigerator had so many sauces. You either dipped stuff in or you poured stuff on. Like we were the Dip and Pour Club, and I like it's still
Yep.
like I will make homemade dips. I love
Yep.
dipping and pouring. I am
Yeah, I love a
founding member of the Dip and yes.
I never tried it, but a slice of cheese on a piece of apple pie. Again, I think it's the sugar salt thing.
Yeah, I've
But
had
that's
like
kind
a
of popular.
Yeah, I've had a piece of cheddar cheese on an apple, but not on a pie. But I'm sure it's going to have a similar. I'm not a pie established. I don't like pie that
I know.
much.
We've established that pie is not the best dessert.
Yeah.
And then I came across drizzling olive oil on vanilla ice cream. That sounds horrible.
There's a whole butter. There's a like you get like a dipped cone, but you dip it in butter. Like that's a new thing I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's butter.
I would taste it, but I don't know if I would like it.
Yeah, I don't either.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving on. What item do you hope will be obsolete in 20 years? What item do you hope will be obsolete in 20 years? Yeah.
I mean, there's probably a ton of them, but like, I think when you obsolete something, that something else is right. Like if you obsolete a vacuum, it's because the robot the robot spinning thing, like something else has come up. Yeah, it's going to take its place, right? Like it's a self-vacuuming rug that shakes all the dirt. I don't know. But the thing that came to my mind, which is Banana Lands, which I think is going to be far more prevalent in 20 years, is Neuralink, which right now is currently being used for people who have traumatic brain injuries. But if it starts doing like you literally, you plant something in your brain. And so you and I could sit here and we could like just think about things to each other instead of actually talking. Like that's wild. But like
very
it's real.
Black Mirror.
It's not
very
fake,
Black
it's
Mirror.
Real. Yeah, like the guy who is a I think he's like the first Neuralink guy. I think he's a paraplegic, but like he can play virtual reality stuff where he's actually like moving. I don't. It's crazy.
Oh, the brain is a very fascinating organ. There's a lot we don't know about the brain.
There is a lot.
Mine were relatively simple, and it's just a wish list for me. But I had two of them. I hope in 20 years that cigarettes and Cybertrucks are obsolete, because I can't stand either of them.
Okay, that's fair.
Yep. I see a Cybertruck and I just start laughing.
They're ugly.
I just start laughing. Like, this is the most ridiculous thing. Like, who designed this? Like a 6-year-old?
Elon. Who is essentially a 6-year-old? I don't know. Yeah.
Right. Okay, this next one is fun. What is the most random fact that you know? I'm sure there's a lot.
There's a lot of random, but the first one that popped into my mind is that the only thing in the state of California that is legal to throw out your car window is water or chicken feathers. And I don't even know if it's still yes, I did the same thing. I'm sure I learned it in a random. Well, because the reason why it is chicken feathers is because when they would transport the live chickens throughout the state, like from Central California to wherever they were going, the chicken feathers would fly out the vehicle. And so there was a law that's like, that's okay. You can't help it. So we're not, and it's also, this is chicken feathers. But so like the only thing that it's legal to throw out your window is chicken feathers or water. And now I don't know if that's still the same law. I don't know. I just know that it was at one point an actual vehicle code that I learned probably while I was taking a random online traffic violation class, because I got a ticket at some point, because I took a lot of those when I was younger. That was the first one. The other one that the other one that is a fun one for when I meet people who are like super into sports, and if they know the answer to this, then like they're in deep. So I always ask people like if they know who the coach of Penn State football was before Joe Paterno, because Joe Paterno coached that team for 400 million years. Right. Ironically, the person who coached there before him was my great uncle. So Rip Engel was the head coach of Penn State football, who brought Joe Paterno on and hired him. And then when he retired, Joe took over the team. So that's also a fun random fact that I liked.
There you go.
Throw out there.
Yeah, and it has a personal little connection.
It does.
So mine, I just learned this recently. Oh, really? Okay. Ooh. I just learned this recently, and I probably saw a video on the Insta or the Tickety. And okay, so when you're making a movie or a TV show, as you do, there's a whole thing with sound and props. And, you know, a lot of times the sound is added afterwards, or, you know, there's things you can't control, whatever. But there's also props that are specially made so that they don't interfere with the sound of the scene. So very typically in a TV show or a movie, you'll see someone carrying a paper bag of groceries down the street, and it's got the big baguette sticking out at the top of it and something leafy and green. And but paper bags make a lot of rustling sounds. So the prop houses have a special bag that's made out of vinyl just for that reason. So you can carry this special vinyl bag that looks just like a paper grocery bag, but it doesn't make all the sound and ruin the scene with the rustling. And I thought, oh, well, that's kind of interesting. So I'm sure there's many more other props like that, but
they like, if you have like something in your possession that makes a very unique sound, that sounds like something, the like studios will be like, send it to us, because they always have these like just random closets full of things to make. When I worked for Sony, we got a tour of the one up in Culver City, and we went into one of the like editing rooms, and they did like the lady would like, they clap the shoes, and then somebody goes, oh, could you do it with, instead of high heels, do it with like cowboy boots or big clunk. So they changed the sound, and then so you'd see them do it live in real time. And that's when the one editing person said, yeah, we have this huge closet. Like if we're out somewhere and we find something that makes this specific sound, we grab that item and we take it, because sometimes there are certain sounds that are so difficult to replicate, and they don't have, and like they're just trying to find all these different things, and when they find a good one, they keep them. Now I don't know how prevalent that is. That was what, I don't know, 20 years ago when I worked there, 15, 20 years ago. I don't know how prevalent that is now, and I don't know how accurate AI is in recreating some of these things, but it was fun to watch that.
They can do a lot of stuff digitally now. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was fascinating. All right.
It's fun
Moving
to watch,
on.
for sure.
What is the strangest thing in your fridge, pantry, purse, home? Pick one or two.
Well, I don't have like something like super like super strange, but I almost always randomly have like a spoon, not a plastic spoon, but like a spoon from my utensil drawer in my purse, because I'll have something at work to eat for lunch, and then I put it in my purse so that I make sure I bring it home to wash it. But like one day I had like 3 spoons and a fork in my purse because I just kept shoving them in. I forgot to take them out.
I keep those, the little pre-wrapped fork, knife, spoon, salt, pepper, napkin combo.
Yeah.
Always have one of those handy, because you never know.
Yeah.
In the car.
Never know.
In my purse.
You never know.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't like, I mean, I probably, as you know, when my kids were littler and they were always out, there was always weird random stuff in there, but not anymore, I don't think.
Well, there's always some kind of concoction in my fridge. Tom likes to experiment with pickling things or making some kind of sauce or some kind of barbecue concoction. I make my own allergy treats for the dog. So and they're made with sardines, so they don't smell real good. So you open the freezer and that's the first thing that hits you. I went through my purse recently and realized I still have a COVID vaccination card from 2020 in there. From we had to carry those around at one point. Like if you're going out to eat, some places made you, they wanted to see them. And then, I have a lot of tchotchkes, a lot of
yes, you do.
objet d'art. And I realized that I have a pretty weird looking one that was actually a gift that someone gave me, because they knew that I would appreciate it, because it's just weird. It's a sad clown, which is creepy right there. And he's wearing a Santa hat and a Santa coat. And he's holding a baby, just like holding it in front of him, looking at it. Weird.
It is weird. Yeah. You have
something
a collection of weird.
And I thought, I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah. The weirder, the better. Love it. All right. What celebrity or fictional character do you have beef or issues with? I'll just say it because I think there's no mystery. Oprah. She just annoys me, and I'm tired of listening to her talk about her weight. Speaking of weight, okay, whatever. All right, Oprah. Thanks. Moving on.
She recently gained 30 pounds apparently when she stopped taking the shot, so she went back on the shot.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Great. Thanks for sharing.
The second one is, now I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but I was shamed into watching all of them by my family, and that Hermione, she's a little snotty little know-it-all, and she just annoys me. And she's my least favorite part of those movies, and I just, she could disappear and no one would care.
I have beef with Sylvester Stallone, and this is long-term beef for when I did my internship with the Los Angeles Kings. Part of my little thing is I had to run up and down the back stairs to go get the stats to make photocopies to hand out to the press so they could update the ticker. So way back in the day, when a goal was scored, I would call the sports ticker that was in New York And
That's
then
right.
they would type, right? So goal scored at 10:27 by blah 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 on the power play. And they would type it in to the sports ticker, which then would feed to all the news agencies who like subscribe to the sports ticker to get their updates. And then in between each period, there's a big long sheet that had like who was on the ice, plus and minuses, goals, all the information. And you go make photocopies and you hand them out to all the press people so they can start working on their article that then has to get submitted. So as I'm running up and down stairs to get this done, because you want to get it done fast and you got only so much time, Sylvester Stallone's bodyguard stops me and says, "No, you gotta wait." I go, "No, like I work here, like I gotta go. Like I don't know who this guy is. He's just randomly stopping me. He doesn't work for the Forum. He doesn't work for the King. He doesn't work for anybody
Hmm.
except Sylvester." I had to stand there and wait for
Hmm.
him and his
For
entourage
him to walk by.
to waltz by. When you could have just like let me loop around. Like it wouldn't have been. You could have just said, "Oh yeah, I get it. Go ahead." Like no. So I have beef with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
It's annoying. My daughter has beef with
Yeah.
Helen Keller because she doesn't believe that Helen Keller had all of the ailments that she had. She doesn't believe that Helen Keller had all of the things that she had and was able to
She
do
wasn't
all of
really
the things
blind
that,
and deaf.
and then flew a plane. It's not that she doesn't believe that a human being was blind and deaf. She doesn't believe that a human being was blind and deaf and wrote a book, flew a plane, like did whatever all of the things are that Helen Keller has done. And it makes me laugh so hard that there is a whole generation and there's a whole group of people that have beef and don't believe Helen Keller.
That reminds me of was it
More on
Breakfast
this and a
Club?
few more questions.
Was it the Breakfast Club? Read my lips, Helen Keller. Where did that line come from? I can't remember. I thought it was Breakfast Club. Uh, all right. Which is more stressful, seeing the doctor or seeing the dentist?
For me, for sure, is a dentist.
Yeah.
I hate the dentist. I hate the dentist. I hate the dentist. I hate the dentist. I've always hated the dentist. So it's
Mm.
always, the doctor doesn't really bother me that much. Like,
See, I'm the opposite. For me, with the dentist, I know what I'm getting. I know what's going to happen. Hey, I don't floss. Okay, yeah, you can tell. But I know what to expect. The doctor, there's too many variables for bad news there that completely hit you blindsided. So to me,
I've
the
just had
doctor is more
too many
stressful.
fillings. Oh, so many. And then they
Yeah,
have
I've
to
had a
give
lot
you
of
the
fillings.
shot. And then, I hate the
Yeah,
dentist.
I know. But you know what it's going to be. It's the unknown factor that bothers me. And that's what going to the doctor. It's like there's so many unknown factors that could happen.
And maybe because my mom was a nurse, and so like I was just
Hmm.
around that a lot growing up. And like whenever I went to the doctor, like it was always somebody she knew. It was always like a right, like
Hmm.
he's the best doctor at the hospital. Like, and so it was, and they all knew my mom, so like maybe they were
Right.
just a little, I don't know, but like I had less. It was always a dentist.
Yeah.
Shout out Dr. Murphy,
Yeah.
filling my
There you go.
teeth. Yeah.
I mean, almost all my fillings were done before I was like 10 years old because I used to go to
Yeah.
bed with candy in my mouth. I'd suck on hard candy. I'd go to sleep at night. So I always had cavities. That's horrible, huh? But anyway. All right, next one. What song has been most recently stuck in your head?
This is a tough one because I like it. Like you'll hear a jingle and it's not stuck. Like it doesn't stick in my head like all day and all night anymore. And then I thought of like, what are the worst songs? And we all know what the worst song is, and I'm not going to say it because then it'll be stuck in our head. And it comes from a place that's a little bit southeast of where I live, with the thing that has ears on its head. So I'm not going to say that one.
Oh
But
yeah.
when that one starts, it's like, oh, it's awful. But like they don't. There's too many little. There's too many new jingly like things that I and then I never remember names of songs. But like, yeah. So I couldn't come up
So
with one.
we listen to just the same radio station at work all day, every day, and they kind of play pretty much a lot of the same set list. And the song that every day, I have to hear it every day, and then I come home and I'm like singing it. It's "The Search Is Over" by Survivor. It's got to be one of the worst, sappiest power ballads. And I look into your eyes, I can see forever. The search is over. You were right there all the while. It's like, now I got that stuck in my head. And it's every day or every other day. So, yeah, that's mine.
Okay.
All right. What is the strangest rumor you've ever heard about yourself?
So there's probably been more, but there was like a picture of a bunch of like there's a whole group of us, and it was on, I don't know, somebody posted on their Instagram or whatever. It was after I wasn't married anymore. Somehow my ex-husband saw the picture and he decided that I was dating the person I was standing next to, and that person was just a terrible person. But like that guy was married to somebody else. Like he just decided, saw that
Yeah, he just
she's
decided.
dating him, and he just decided. Like he had no idea, he didn't know any of these people, and it was like
Yeah.
he's married to her, and like, anyways, that, and I'm sure, right, like in high school there were probably like, oh, so and so
Mhm.
is, she likes him or she's
Mhm.
whatever, and it's always a it's all those are the worst ones, I think. I
Well,
think
mine
there
is
was another
kind of
one that was pretty significant, but I can't remember what it was.
mine is kind of similar to yours. So I have a friend who she lived in June Lake. We used to hang out together. We'd watch our housewife shows together and, do stuff. And, she was part of our also, we had a whole friend group, but she and I would do stuff together. And she moved away and she ended up dating a woman. So, she's got a female
So you were
partner
a
that she's
lesbian?
still with. Well, her female partner has the same name as me. So
Ah,
when that hit
fun.
town, when that
Nice.
got back to everybody in town that, oh, she's with a woman now, they all thought it was
A woman
me.
named Karen? Perfect. That's
A woman
awesome.
named Karen. And I said,
That's awesome.
no, we're friends, but no.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was probably the biggest rumor I ever heard about myself. And like you said, I'm sure
Nice.
there's more. Sure there's more.
I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's
Um,
more.
Yep. I just don't remember because, we don't need to wallow in that
I don't.
because they're usually never good. It's
Yeah,
rumors. They're
yeah.
usually not
It's
good.
never like, oh, she is out there living her best life and like lost all the kinds of weight and is
Mhm.
super healthy and has all kinds
Yeah.
of money and she's donating to the poor.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's never.
No, it's that
It's
he
never.
came to the reunion and he's a big fatso or, has no hair or, she's huge. Yep.
Well, there was
Okay,
that.
so what is the
Yeah.
what is
Oof,
the most
reunions.
memorable TV commercial from childhood? I know which one you're going to say.
So you
I
do?
think.
It's not the one. I don't think you know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's I have a list of 3 and the one you're thinking of is probably on there, but it's not the one that I'm going to say. The
Okay.
one I'm going to say is Life Cereal with Mikey.
Hmm.
Hey, Mikey.
I got that one.
He's eating it. Hey, Mikey. He likes it.
Hey,
He
Mikey.
likes it. Hey, Mikey. He likes it. And I do love Life Cereal. But I usually pour the milk in the bowl, and then I put like a handful of cereal in it, and then I eat that, and then I put another handful because it gets so mushy so fast.
Right.
I like it crunchy,
Yeah.
so I eat it in little spurts. Yeah, it was Mikey.
The one that first came to my mind was the Band-Aid. I am stuck on Band-Aid because Band-Aid stuck on
I
me.
forgot about that one. That's a
And
good one.
ironically, since we had random facts that you know earlier in our discussion, you know who wrote that jingle?
I do
Barry
not.
Manilow.
Tracks.
The
Okay.
Manilow. Yep. He also
The
wrote
other one
another
that I
one that I thought of, which is the You Deserve a Break Today, McDonald's
okay.
jingle.
Okay.
Yeah.
McDonald's, this fits right into mine was I'd like to buy the world a Coke. I'd like to
Mm-hmm.
buy the
Yep.
world a Coke.
Buy the world a Coke.
Yeah.
I'd like
And
to
then am I
something,
guessing that
da-da-da.
the one that you thought I was going to say was Monchichi?
No. The one I thought was, thank you,
Oh,
Easter Bunny. Bok, bok.
oh, Bok Bok. Yeah, that's
How
another.
could you not
Yeah.
remember that?
Oh
I think
man,
was it Cadbury? Was that for
it was
Cadbury? I don't
Cadbury. Yeah,
remember if it was for,
yeah, Cadbury.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No,
The other
Monchichi too. That
McDonald's one
song.
that we used to, yeah, Monchichi, Monchichi. That's what I think of when I
Monchichi
see those
goes
Labubus. I
up
think
and
of
cuddly.
Monchichi.
Yeah, so do I.
The other McDonald's one that we used to sing like mental patients when we were kids was two all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun.
Yeah, yeah.
Another one is the Indian with the tear looking at all the
Oh
pollution.
yeah, yeah. Poor guy.
And I have to give an honorable mention to how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? And I wanted to slap that little smart asshole owl right out of that tree for just eating the whole Tootsie Pop. It's like, you little asshole.
Yeah, and you wonder why we have an obesity epidemic. It's all the owl's fault for crunching on that. Oh, fucking owl.
Exactly.
Oh, this
Fucking
next
owl.
one's gonna be so good. I can't wait.
Okay. Is there a conspiracy theory that you low-key believe?
All of them. All. I mean,
Let's start with your favorite.
like, okay, I shouldn't say all of them. Like, I don't believe flat Earth. Like, I don't believe the Earth is flat. I don't believe Bigfoot. I don't believe Loch Ness Monster. Like, I think those are, but more and more, there's more and more like documentaries and like people doing deep dives and people doing like the moon landing. The current one that's kind of big right now is the moon landing was fake. And when you start listening to people that are adamant about it and you hear and you're like, oh, okay, I get like it logically, right? Like, oh,
It
if the
could make
flag is
sense,
standing
yeah.
this way and the right, it could make sense. Or look at his foot, or and a lot of it I think stemmed from that movie, whatever it was, where they were creating a fake moon landing in case the live feed got cut. That they had an option. It wasn't that they were, but I think a lot of it stemmed from whatever that movie was. But then
Right.
you asked the one question. How is it do you know the amount of people that would have to keep their mouth shut about
Right.
this? The amount of people that would have to not, people cannot not say things. Like, people are gossipy, chitter chat. Like, the amount of people that would have to be in on this thing for it to be fake. So then I go back. But like, then you see and you're just like, yeah, I don't know. Like that. So the moon landing one is currently the big one, but Helen Keller is also like that. She was not. I'm telling you, there's a whole like it like
Helen
you look at
Keller.
you're it's probably going to start popping up on your phone now because we're talking about it and it's listening. But like you'll see, there's so
another
many.
conspiracy. There's another
so many.
conspiracy that your phone is always listening. But we tested that when we went on vacation. We said, okay, we're going to talk about floor mats for 10 minutes, and nobody got anything about floor mats on their phone.
Nobody got it.
So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But also then I decided that maybe just there aren't a lot of promos on floor mat.
Yeah. Uh-oh, I think there we go.
You froze. You might have to call back in. Oh, there you go. Wait, there you go. All right.
Yeah. I think we're good. So one that I kind of,
you're good.
Go back and forth on is the healthcare system. I really don't think that they're there to cure diseases. I think there's too much money in not curing diseases.
No, they're not at all.
And they'd rather profit on it rather than cure it. It's like anything where there's a lot of money involved,
Yeah.
it's always suspect. Um, but and the
Yeah.
other one that
I don't
I
even think
think,
that's even a conspiracy theory anymore. I think that's just facts.
yeah, and especially when you see what happened during COVID, you know? I mean, how long does research take for vaccines? But they whip that shit out quickly, quickly. So, the other one that I think is probably pretty true is planned obsolescence, especially with iPhones and like appliances and electronics.
Yeah.
It's like we're
I
making
think
this
that. Yep.
knowing that it's not going to be any good in 5 years, so you have to buy a new one. Because once again, there's so much money involved in the electronics field. I mean, you worked for Sony. I don't know if you saw that there, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think.
Probably it's more so now than it was. Like Sony always in it. I don't think when I worked there, it hadn't started to turn yet, but it was like about building a reliable, stable product like that. They wanted to be more like that and
Mhm.
innovative than they wanted to be like constantly turning over. Like that was
Right.
kind of like their, but you made the next one like just better enough where you're like, oh yeah, I gotta have it. Like
Mhm.
it wasn't just a little bit better. It was like pretty decent, significant better. So you could still use the one you had, but like you really wanted the next one. They weren't doing that. A lot of that whole that was not their jam. But yes, I can see that now for sure. Knowing what I know about the consumer electronic industry from being in it for so long, yeah, for sure. They're I mean, Vizio, who was like the guy who created that, was a guy who started making computer monitors, and then he went into TVs, and they just turn and burn them. Like if yours goes bad in warranty, they just send you a new one. Like just throw it away. They don't even want that one back. They're like, just throw it away and we'll just send you a new one. Like we're not going to try and fix it. We're just it's
Well,
commodity.
and I remember like having the same TV, the same washing machine, the same refrigerator, the same stove for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And now it's like
Yeah, not
5
anymore.
years done, get a new one. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. I mean, everything in the world is going up in price except like bacon and televisions. Like you can get a 65-inch TV right now for like $500.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I think UFOs, the Illuminati, the 9/11 conspiracies, the Vegas shooting conspiracies, MK Ultra, like there's so many of them now that people are like I don't know. They present a lot of very compelling, thought-provoking information. And then I always go, the amount of people who have to be in on this for this to be an actual, like, that's a lot.
And what is it called? Is it Occam's razor? Or
Yes.
where is it? Is that the one where is the most obvious answer is the most likely one?
Usually the answer.
Or the easiest solution is usually the most, I can't remember what it is. And
something like that.
Or what it's called. But yeah, but it's basically the most obvious solution is the answer. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is just, people have a lot of time on their hands. There's a lot of, you have the internet now where you can look things up easily. You can find a lot of information and misinformation out there,
Yeah.
It's who's checking Wikipedia. It's like you can put anything on there. So
anything.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
They're super fun to talk about.
They're
that
fun.
Is for sure.
Yep. You can go down a rabbit hole and you get somebody like, the NASA is a hoax guy. Oh, he passed away, by the way. The guy that drives around here with NASA is a hoax and flat earth all over his truck.
Aww.
Yeah, he's gone. But there's others. Someone will take his place. I have no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this last one is fun. I got some stories for this one. What is the worst drink someone could order in a bar? It could be an actual drink or something that, is made up.
I thought of it like, okay, from a bartender perspective, like I'm sure they hate when anybody orders anything that's in a blender or that
the
needs
blender's
to be
broken.
muddled or that is like
The blender's
Like,
always broken.
like, any of those, like, it's gonna take way too much time.
Right.
I mean, unless you're in one of those, like, swanky speakeasies where that's, like, the whole vibe, and, like,
Right.
and it's always
Craft
gonna be a much
cocktails.
smaller
Yeah.
restaurant, so, like, it's they're always tiny. Like, they're not huge, or the like, because you can't have a huge packed bar and, like, half your menu
Mhm.
is custom cocktails. Like, you can't. You just can't. Like, the first thing that came to mind for sure was, like, Long Island iced tea.
Mm.
Like, that is full woo girl. I just wanna get hammered. I just want to and, like, it's not
Uh-huh.
good. Or, like, Goldschlager,
Oh,
bleh, bleh, Jägermeister.
anything with
So, yeah, all of those things that we used to drink.
yeah, anything with
All
Midori.
those things we used to drink in college.
Anything with Midori
Oh,
has to
yeah.
be
Oof.
horrible.
Oh, Blue Caraca.
Oh,
Ugh.
have you ever done a
Ugh.
mat shot?
No.
Or
Oh,
I think
no.
they call it a
No, no.
universal.
Yeah, they're apparently, somebody was telling me there's a bar in downtown Huntington Beach that they actually take whatever, and
Mhm.
it's in a big jug, and for $2 you
Ugh,
can have one of those.
that reminds me of, I think it was Gangs of New York, and I'm sure this is based on truth, that they had a big barrel that was called
It has to be.
this and that, and they basically took all of the
Oh,
glasses
yeah, this and
and
that.
poured them in
Yeah.
there, and you could drink out of there for like $1. Yeah, gross. So
Nasty.
I got a good story for this. So it was shortly after we moved to June Lake, and we were at the good old Tiger Bar. Shout out Tiger Bar, June Lake, California. And there was a family that came in, and they were Australian. And the girls, they had like tween girls with them, and they went straight to the jukebox. And this was the early days of the digital jukeboxes, so they're looking at the songs, and they put on Cher. Do you believe in life after love? Because that song was
Leave me
huge
alone.
at the time. And so that sticks in my mind with this story. And they go sit at a table. The dad comes up to order drinks, and he orders a Jack and orange juice. And the bartender looks at him and he's like, what? I don't think that's what you want. He said, okay, well, how about Jack and grapefruit juice? And he's like, even worse. I don't, those don't really go together. And so the guy was like, oh, well, my wife just wants some kind of American drink. He's like, how about Jack and Coke or Jack and Diet Coke? Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
Or vodka and orange
And
juice.
I just thought, oh God, that sounds horrible. But that's
It's
like one of
awful.
our favorite stories to this day. Um, Another thing we
Yeah.
used to do, and this is fun if you're sitting at a bar, is you look at all the top shelf liquors, and it's a game that we like to call the top shelf challenge. Now, you don't actually have to drink them. You can if you want, but you can start from one end of the top shelf or the other. And it's if you had to take a shot of each of those bottles, how far would you get before you vomited? And everybody's got an answer. They
2.
look at it, they're like, I'd get to the gin and then I'd want to throw up. It's like it's a fun game to play with a friend at a bar. So, but yeah, anything with Midori, awful. Um, I'm not a big fan of gin, so anything with gin, you can just taste it. You can just taste
Yeah, I'm not a
that
fan of gin
gin
either.
flavor.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, Long Island's, whew.
Yeah. Ugh.
And
I mean,
yeah,
anything where you're mixing too much mixing is just not, it's not gonna be good. It's not, it's gonna
yeah.
be, it's not,
And it's all
it's not gonna
about,
be good.
I kind of discovered this when did my, when I did a little looky up of the silver bullet from earlier, was
Yeah.
bartenders were weighing in on, just order a Coors Light. You're going to get it faster than if you order a silver bullet from me. Tell me exactly what you want. If it's a specialty drink, tell me exactly how you want me to make it. Don't make me guess, and then you don't like it.
Right. Yeah.
If I don't know, I
Yeah.
don't know. So,
People though.
yeah, but people want to sound cool.
People.
So, all right. Well,
Yeah.
that was fun. Let's get on to our What You
All
Talking About,
right.
Willis.
My So this one, I heard this on Kylie Kelsey's Not Gonna Lie podcast, and I kind of enjoyed it. I thought it was a good one, and it's the swag gap. So,
Well, first of all, you have to tell me who Kylie
if
Kelsey
you have,
is.
okay, sorry. So there are two football
Okay,
players,
well, I
the
know
Kelsey
the
brothers,
Kelsey brothers.
Travis
So is
Kelsey,
one of
who is
them?
the
Okay, just tell me
okay.
that she's
So
related to one of
yes,
them.
so she's the wife of Jason
Okay.
Kelsey, and she now has her own podcast, and she is delightful, and she is adorable, and she is fantastic, and I enjoy her because she's like just like a real person who
hmm
happens to have a podcast now, and she oftentimes pinches herself, and she has a whole segment in her podcast about like things I have no business doing.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
Podcasting. Anyways, so she got one from the TikToks that was the swag gap, which is for example, like Justin and Haley Beeper have a swag gap where he always looks like a homeless person and she usually looks very nice.
hmm
So when you have a couple or two
Okay.
people together where there is a gap in the way they are dressed that is significant. So it is the swag gap. I liked that
Interesting.
one.
Yeah.
Swag gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like when you see
Now you'll
Kanye
start seeing it everywhere.
and the wife that just wears like pantyhose as clothes, or
Yeah.
girlfriend, whatever she is. Yeah, he's in like a
Yeah.
giant
But
weird
you, like sometimes
fur
you'll
coat.
be he's so weird. You'll be out like right, and you'll see just like a couple in general out,
Right.
and like one of them is dressed kind of nice, and the other one looks like you're like, how do these two even live in the same household when they look swag gap?
All right. Well, what you're talking about, Willis, is so there was a video where this girl was looking at a old school photo of Motley Crue. And her comment was, I don't understand how y'all thought that this was back in the day. And I'm making like pinchy fingers. And I thought, well, what does that mean? Well, apparently it means clock it, which means I see you or I notice you or that's cool or someone walks in the room and you go, ooh,
not-
clock it. I guess it
That's not what it means to me.
it originated from the drag ballroom scene where someone would make an entrance
Okay.
and you'd go, ooh, clock it. Well, there's a response to that video where this guy, who's a Gen Xer, he says, since when is Motley Crue sticky boogers? Because this means sticky boogers to me. And that's gone a little viral. And I thought, that's exactly,
Yes.
to me, the first thing I thought was crush.
To me, it's I crush your head. I crush your head.
From kids in the hall. I crush your head.
Yeah,
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. But
that was
but
first thing for me
sticky
too.
boogers is going viral. I thought that was pretty clever.
Sticky boogers is very funny. Yes, I saw
Yeah.
that, and that was hilarious. I did like the sticky boogers comment.
So that's all I got.
You do
Yep.
this, and then you do this,
Yeah.
and then you do this. So
Yeah, stick it, roll it, lick it.
Lick.
Yep.
like it.
Yeah. Well, that's it for today.
All right.
Yep.
That was it.
Happy
Fun
MLK
times.
holiday weekend. Everybody go out and enjoy yourselves.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yep.
the weather's nice.
It's gonna be a beautiful day here.
And
It's apparently snowing in Northwoods,
Oh,
Idaho.
that's nice.
Or Northwoods, Iowa.
good for them.
Yeah,
All right.
Great.
That's all I got.
All right. Well.
All right. Watch, rate, review.
All right. Peace out.
Listen, rate, review. Don't listen, don't rate, don't
Forward,
review.
share, subscribe, do something.
Do whatever.
don't
I
know.
think we're up to
Comment.
18 subscribers on
Yeah.
the YouTubes. And once again, there's no charge. You just have to create an account with an email and a password, and you can watch, you can listen,
Which you probably already have.
and it's all good.
Click
Click the button.
All right.
All right. Peace out.
All right. Have a good one.